G'day folks, it's Neville Naden here, BCA's Indigenous Ministry Officer. Let me begin by thanking you guys for supporting our ministry, and I know that you support a lot of ministries throughout this country, and we give you thanks for that. A lot of our churches, Anglican churches, other churches get behind BCA's ministry because they see that there is a need in remote and isolated locations around the country, and if it wasn't for the support of God's family, a greater family, that some of these ministries would not continue. So thank you for that. We have personnel working in many parts of the country and in some of the most remotest and isolated locations in the country, and some of our people have put their hands up. They were the ones that wanted to go, felt convicted that they needed to be there to share the gospel with the locals. And I love BCA's cry, never too far, never too few, and that's the motto upon which BCA's developed its ministry. It's been difficult for us. Our travel has been curtailed somewhat. I've had many speaking opportunities cancelled due to COVID, and so that's been difficult for us. I was supposed to be in Kununurra only last week, but that didn't happen due to the borders closing. I was up in Queensland in April, spoke at Easter meetings in a little place called Cherbourg, just outside of Mergen. A couple hundred people there. It was a great opportunity for us to be able to proclaim and encourage the folk there at Cherbourg. Been involved in speaking at other places as well. I've been at St Matt's there in Sydney, West Pymble. We were there. I was there a couple of months ago. Had a wonderful time there with the folk there, and so if you guys are watching this video at any time, thanks for having me, and God bless you all. And as well as Maitland Evangelical Church up here at Maitland, it's a church we go to when we're at home, and so it's a good opportunity there as well. I was down in Yass Valley a couple of weeks ago with Phil and Laura Radibaker, and that was a wonderful opportunity as well. They're wanting to do something to support BCA and also receive support from BCA, so we're hoping that something might come of that as well. What else have we been doing? Well, Ted Brush and I paid Jack Harradine a visit a month and a half ago. We're still able to travel throughout the state, so it's good to be able to catch up with Jack and Lil and just to try and be a point of encouragement for them. We've got an Indigenous Ministry Committee, and that's headed up by the Reverend Dr. Joyce Sandifer, and they're at the moment reviewing a strategic plan that was written some 3 years ago, and the plan is to help BCA, and it's there as a guide to help BCA in terms of its Indigenous ministry program. And so pray for the committee as they continue to do that. We're hoping that that'll be finalised in the next week or so, and today being the 16th of July 2021, so you'll know that a week from this video that strategic plan should be finalised. It'll be then sent to the National Director, who then will share it with some of the executive who are keen and interested to have a look at that. We've got training coming up in Dubbo in August, 18th, 19th and 20th. That is with Phil Wheeler from Evangelism and New Churches at Moore College in Sydney. Phil did some training out at Gilgandra some 2 months ago, and people enjoyed it, and so we're doing it again in Dubbo, and so please pray for Phil and pray that training can go ahead, that the COVID might stay away, and that we might see people encouraged to read the Bible and read it well. October long weekend, we've got a weekend of fellowship, of worship, and a weekend of sitting under the sound of good Bible teaching. And so that's the October long weekend. We want to invite you to come along to that. Simon Gillam's the speaker for that weekend, and Simon's excited about being there. This is run under the banner of the AF of Australia, supported by BCA, and so we ask that if you're not doing anything October long weekend, you want to join us, come along. There'll be a children's program, there'll be a youth program, and there'll be some really good Bible teaching. You might say, well, it's only for Aboriginal people. That is not the case at all. AEF is about bringing God's people together for fellowship across denominational structures, and it's not aligned to any ethnicity. So it's God's people getting together, encouraging one another in the faith. So come along, enjoy a time of fellowship. There's plenty of camping at the Gilgandra Showground. There's powered sites there. But if you would like to know more information about that, by all means get in contact with me. We'd love to have your fellowship. Leading up to the end of this year, I'm hoping that once COVID settles down, that we might be able to visit again some of the states that we haven't got to for a while. And so pray for our staff. Most of them are working from home at the moment. Pray in particular for our national director. He needs to be travelling. And I know that he's feeling it at the moment because he's not able to travel, and he's a very busy man, and so we ask that you pray for him, and pray also for our other senior officers as well. Many of them certainly find COVID challenging, as do I. But again, we give you thanks for supporting the work and ministry of BCA, and we look forward to a time when we're in your neck of the woods, if not me, but one of the other senior staff, to be able to encourage you to continue your support of what BCA is doing. So again, thank you and God bless. Bye for now.